and I didn't know it went off the battery or something. I've been sorry for that. So I apologize, and no one told me that my voice was lost here, and I kept going on. Um, Carry on 100. So where my voice was lost, okay? I'm going to proceed from there. That was for, and the one kill, don't kill enough soul without justice. It's like you've killed the whole nation. Me, they corrected the Muslims saying that that ayat was for the children of Israel, Bani Israel. Do you not see that this ayat does not need to be read? Why Muhammad married a 6-year-old child, Aisha? I have no idea, but I feel he was the most them just for being hypocrites, and their hearts is a disease. And spreading false news against the Prophet was against them. Just checking where I seize them. Sorry. Really nice try. What if I prove Islam is altogether false religion? They wish you would disbelieve as they disbelieved. So you would. And did they not give Prophet Muhammad? Do you know anything about Abu Bakr not giving Fadak and where Fadak to Bibi Fatma Zahra? Sunni Shia conflict. Shall I bring? It is he who expelled the unbelievers. So this is Surah Hashar Ayat, right? This is what I'm trying to say here. I'll try to remember that we cannot go on what is in the Quran ayats that say they broke the treaty. They broke the treaty. But did they kill Prophet Muhammad? They did not. Madinans, Yathrib people of Yathrib did not succeed in killing Prophet Muhammad. And also remember, if I read the history of Prophet Muhammad, the Sunni from the Sunni sources, it says that from the Muslims Islamic sources, which the Shias some of them reject. I mean, reject some of the sources, like when the Jew succeeded in doing on Prophet Muhammad. Ask yourselves, use your mind, because in Surah Yunus it says, if you don't use your mind, God will put abomination on you. Use your reason to understand that, right? And the Surah Hashar ayat, if they broke a treaty, and again I'm saying this, like it says here, they opposed Allah and His Messenger. Opposition, what is opposition? Has a wide connotation. So the Quran ayat, the word shaku used, I checked in Surah Qamar. I checked in Surah Qamar and it says cut, split, right? So it would come close to shock, meaning split off from the messenger, his Allah and his messenger. I have done my research, thorough research for many years, and I've come here for truth and justice. When I find out I was a Shia, right? Now look at the opposition. What does it really contain? Shaku, it means split away. So he would not have anyone become a disbeliever. His Allah cannot allow that. They just split away from Allah and His Messenger. And then in other ayats, if we're told they were fighting him, you can't bring those ayats here. If you bring Surah Azab ayats here it says they opposed Allah and His Messenger. In Surah Ahzab, there are ayats which say that the hypocrites, they were hypocrites, they spread false rumors, they had a diseased heart. So find them wherever you, find them, seize them wherever you find them, and kill them with a complete killing, massacring or something. What about prison? What about reformation? You don't take their lives like that, seize them, attack, sudden attack. What about the battlefield? So I feel the Shias also have not done that thorough research, and some prejudice has come, or what came, that they protected this religion like it was a true religion. Then you see, so Shaku only splitting away, like what is in verse 2 of this ayat, what is in verse 3 of the ayat, sorry, this surah, cutting down the trees, breaking their houses, and expelling them from their land. And they will not fight you, verse fight you in this same surah, except behind fortified towns, fortresses, houses. And the fighting is fierce among themselves. But the Surah Fat, they didn't want to fight. And in Al Imran, they are being aroused the Parsis are being aroused to fight against them because they took the land. They're saying that this Allah has no idea of acquiescence. So this, and then we come to wherever you have cut down their palm trees, verse 5 of Surah Ashar, in order to disgrace the defiantly disobedient. I've also looked at this part. Were they defiantly disobedient? So, who is the one not listening properly? And who is the one who. I've listened to the Sunnis, I've listened to the Shias, I've been a Shia myself. I've listened and contemplated on what I've heard. The conflict between Sunni and Shia, the conflicting verses. So it doesn't mean that I have, uh, not looked at this, overlooked this, disgraced the defiantly disobedient by cutting off their trees. So I have to figure out what actually happened, and it fails me. The Quran ayats fail me somewhere. So thank you, those who came here. I thought you were really looking for the truth. You didn't even say you could not hear my voice. You did not help me. And I'm here honestly trying to help you people see the truth. I'm not here for anything. I'm risking my life here. You people I found dishonest. So you would rejoice that my voice has gone and you wouldn't even tell me. I mean, what kind of people? Nor do they speak from his own inclination. So here the Sunnis cannot say at what moment was Prophet Muhammad did he get his prophethood. Before that he didn't know. So I was going to Surah Azab ayat saying that the Sunnis say, well, he was a pagan. He wasn't. So now in Surah Najm ayat, since when did he not speak from his own inclination? The Sunnis give us context, in context, and yet it is not enough for the Shias. And for me, it wasn't enough even from the Shias. When do the Muslim, reading things in context, reading the history of Islam, Prophet Muhammad, the life story, They could not get it right and do justice. We are told I was in this religion for justice. So thank you, Carrot 100, that you didn't even tell me that you can't. You were here, and you couldn't even tell me that my voice is not coming. How dishonest! How careless! How so you could enjoy, meaning your prophet made you like this so that you would enjoy. Allah knows best. And this is not shaitan. When your own people, your own believers, a party of your believers did not agree to Prophet Muhammad, there's another ayat. What is that? And here, let me finish this ayat. Nor does he say out of his own desire. Like, at what stage was this? You would say, oh, when he went to Mehraj. No, before he went to Mehraj, when the Wahi came. So when the Wahi came, your books say that he was frightened. He went to Hazrat Khadija. He had to ask his wife, Khadija. She was a pagan. And then Khadija has taken him to Waraka. So is the Gabriel enough or the Spirit enough for Muhammad? No. He just tells Prophet Muhammad, read in the name of Allah, and he frightens Prophet Muhammad, who has to go to Khadija. Frightened. He thought he's being possessed. The devil is coming after him. He wanted to commit suicide. What kind of an angel of Allah is this? Excuse me. So, nor does he speak out of his own inclination since when? So, do you realize making a what the Surah Azab adopting a son and then going back on your words using Allah, saying that no, no, no more can you now adopt in the way of the pagan idol worshippers, that you have already adopted in that way. And you made an unintentional mistake on that. You know, adopting a son is not a joke. Adopting a child, another person's child. And then Allah comes later on saying to Prophet Muhammad, what you did was, you made an unintentional mistake. The Sunnis say, oh, he was a pagan. Shia say, no, he was born, he was born like a Bibi Maryam's son, Surah Maryam. Jesus Christ speaks in the cradle or as a child to them. So he always knew, according to the Shias, that he was a prophet. But the Sunnis don't accept that. They are at variant, a conflict, variant opinions about this or belief. You don't even know this properly for sure. Sunnis think they know for sure. Shias think they know for sure. One Sunni after me, a Muslim, thinking she knows, and we are from the grandson, Imam Hussein. Will the grandson know, or the outsiders like Sahabas? A party of the believers. They disagreed with Prophet Muhammad. That also is here. I will show you the verse. So what a long time. Then I went to some other verse. Let me see. It takes time to load. So what is this? Surah Tahrim, wives of the Prophet. He makes a here. He prohibits himself. Allah's asking him why. O Prophet, as what have you have prohibited what Allah has made lawful for you? You don't even look at Surah Maida ayat verse 87. You're telling me, am I listening to you? I've done research here for years. I've been coming. I had to seep through the ayats of the Quran to know whether the pact they broke, since I prophet and the Quran truthful, I had to first try to figure this out. What is he saying? What is this? Why do you prohibit? Allah is asking Prophet, why do you prohibit yourself? Shias have made him go above Allah. And that is true. Like he was such a great husband that he was, Shia say he was a great husband, but here he's addressed as, oh Prophet. He cannot do this. He's a husband. As a husband, he cannot do this even. But the Shias him, the two wives, Sunnis say, don't say anything to these wives. But God has given them such a warning, and then don't be, they are disbelievers, they've opposed, they have divulged the secret of Prophet Muhammad, one of them, to another. And yet the Sunnis are at contention against the Shias on this, wives of Prophet Muhammad, the Mu'mineen. Are you listening? Now what am I searching for? Let me see. Surah Abasa. He didn't, uh, it wasn't the Prophet. The Sunnis say it was the Prophet. Then they say the Shias changed the Quran. Accursed be man. So what are you people doing? I'm looking at what my Shias have done. I'm looking at the previous ayat, the other ayat. I have seeped through the Quran for the sake of justice. Not because I'm a Jew or because I'm a Hindu polytheist. Remember when your Lord inspired to the angels, I'm with you, so strengthen those who have believed. I will cast terror into their hearts. This is Surah Anfal verse. Look at what the disbelievers have. Sorry, not only the disbelievers, but what the believers have done. And yet you blame the Shias, some of you Sunnis. Remember when he covered you with a slumber writ? What ayat am I looking for now? Here. That the believers, what does it say about the party of the believers who went against Prophet Muhammad? So how can you blame the Jews? How can you blame the Jews, right? Remember when he covered you with make your feet sky clean, but remove from you writs. Okay, let's go to the other. Sorry, I've forgotten some. I don't know what I was trying to say here. Allah made it only as glad tidings that your hearts may be at rest therewith. But isn't it in Surah Anfal, which that party of the believers went against Prophet Muhammad when he set out for truth, leaving his home? So can you blame the Jews for it? The polytheists? I'm after the truth. And some of you would want to hide this. Now this is not clear which ayat is this, and Allah made it indeed. Allah made victory over. I'm on Surah Anfal right now. What am I looking for? And footnotes. I looked at the footnotes in Surah Anfal. So I'll go to Surah Anfal here. You see? What kind of people are you? For you're deceiving dubious people. You are so desperate to protect a religion, a false religion, oppressor, false prophet. I'm amazed. And remember, He covered you, okay? And what's this? Remember when your Lord inspired to the angels, I'm with you. So strengthen those who have believed. I will cast terror into the hearts of those who disbelieved. Disbelieved. Here it says disbelieve. Are these zalim? So strike them upon the necks and strike them from them every fingertip. That's because they opposed Allah and His Messenger, and whoever opposes Allah and His Messenger, indeed Allah is severe in punishment. It is yours, so taste it. And indeed the disbelievers, zalim bini, only disbelievers it says here. Oh, you have believed. Not even the belligerent. Those who are fighting, God can't use that word. Belligerent are in combat with you all the time. He's using disbelievers. The word is disbelievers. Or you have believed when you meet those who disbelieve, advancing in battle in brackets, okay. Do not turn them your backs in flight. And whoever turns his back to them on such a day, unless swerving for war or joining company, here, okay, it says they were coming after you. These disbelievers were, at least here it says, advancing towards you in battle. O you who believe, when you meet those who disbelieve, advancing, just advancing. Look at how obscure these ayats are. Shouldn't they be very clear when it comes to disbelievers, even? For stand in justice, even if it be against yourselves, your parents, your brothers, your sisters. Sometimes it says disobeyed Allah and His Messenger. Look at the way it has confused you. You don't even know. You think they broke a treaty? So, okay, only to break a treaty, what? Remember when your Lord inspired. Remember you with slumber. And before this, okay, I'm looking at the verses before this. Allah made it only as glad tidings, and that your hearts be at rest therewith. I will help you, that He might cause the truth to triumph and bring falsehood to nothing. Even though the mujrimun, disbelievers, polytheists, sinners, criminals, hate it. And remember when Allah promised you one of the two parties, either the army or the caravan, that it should be yours. You wish that one not armed should be yours. But Allah will to justify the truth by His words and to cut off the roots of the disbelievers. You wish that, so you wished is for the Muslims of that time, not Prophet Muhammad. Two groups, that it would be yours. Look at the footnote. I've read the footnote many times. Either the caravan of the Quraysh or the army, i.e. And who wished it? And then a party of you, they say, no, it wasn't Prophet Muhammad, it was the believers with them, arguing with you concerning the truth. This ayat in Surah Anfal 5. It is just, who was not listening to Prophet Muhammad that you are blaming me, asking me if I'm listening to you? I've seeped through this Quran. I was a Shia, first to find out that my religion It's the true religion, so I can proclaim the bounties of Allah unto others. To my greatest shock, what I found was these obscure ayats, and I went against Shia Islam also. Forget Sunni Islam. Look at this. Who was listening at that time? Can you blame the Jews? Can you blame the polytheists when Allah is saying a party among the believers who are unwilling? Unwilling. And He's calling them believers, not even hypocrites here. They were unwilling. So can you blame the Bedouin Jews in Surah Fatah as your Allah is blamed and call them hypocrites that they say from their mouths when they ask for forgiveness for not being able to go with the Prophet Muhammad to defend him from the Makkans. Read in context, right? For reading in context once. A party among the believers were unwilling. Now, what does Allah say about these believers? You were arguing with you concerning the truth, arguing with the Messenger of Allah concerning the truth. After it had become clear, as if they were being driven toward death while they were looking on. Even your believers would be scared. They didn't want to fight about this. But the Prophet, as your Lord caused you, O Muhammad, to go out from your home with the truth. And verily a party among the believers disliked it. So let's read the other ayat. Can you make sense of this? The believers disliked it. Party. Arguing with you concerning the truth after it had become clear. After it had become clear. And Allah is calling them believers, not hypocrites. Not hypocrite believers, but believers. He doesn't even know what to do, how to call them. But very quickly against the Jews, Bedouin Jews in Surah Fat, he's called them hypocrites. Even though, read, they ask for forgiveness. Read Surah Hypocrites. What would the hypocrites do? So I established it through those ayats that they could not be hypocrites because they would not be able to ask for forgiveness. Because in Surah Hypocrites it says that the hypocrites, if they had come to you, Allah, if they had come to you and asked forgiveness, Allah would have forgiven them. But they will never come to you because they are so arrogant. They will never come and ask for forgiveness. So I proved Surah Fat ayats wrong against Bedouins, the ayats that call the Bedouins hypocrites when they have asked for forgiveness. I want your own good to see where we have been deceived. It has been very hard on me too. And I can believe your ways, your dishonest ways. Huh? So where am I? Where's my live stream here? I have to. Of course, people don't. Muslims don't want you to see this. What I'm telling you, these ayats in the proper way, seeping through them. If you hide, you. Where's my third? I can't see my. Where is that? Okay, I'm live here, but I haven't put three. Okay, so please come and tell me. You didn't even tell me that you can't hear my voice. I have to do this again. Arguing with you concerning the truth after it had become clear, as if they were being driven toward death while they were looking on. Remember, O believers, when Allah promised you one of the two groups, that it would be yours. Booty would be yours. You see, these party of the believers also don't want to fight. Don't you want to find out? Your Sahabas don't want to fight. I mean, the Sahabas that you tell the Shias not to say anything against them. This is a ayat of the Quran, Surah Anfal 5. Disliked it, meaning he was going from his home with the truth to fight, arguing with you concerning the truth after it had become clear. How can they be believers? Huh? How can they be believers here? As if they were being driven toward death while they were looking on. What did he do to them? Remember, believers, were they driven to death? Why were they so scared? Disputing with you concerning the truth after it was made manifest. Don't you want to go deeper and find out why your own, the ones you respect and say, don't say anything to those Sahabas? I know how you say it to the Shias. You call them kafirs instantly. You call them kafirs loudly. Why isn't God calling them kafirs? You would say, right? Because your own Quran ayat, Allah is saying they are believers. Yet these poor people were disputing with thee concerning the truth after it was made manifest, as if they were being driven to death, and they actually saw it. Saw what? Saw the truth or saw death? As if they were being driven to death. No footnote, no context. It was made manifest as if they were being driven to death while they were looking at it. A party from among you. In Surah Nur ayat, a group from among you spread false rumors against Aisha and still blame the Shias, Imam Ali. But when the Jews did do that, in Surah Azab verse 60, they were only hypocrites. So please find out, comb out. Hypocrites, the ones whose heart is a disease, spreading false rumors. Don't you have a sense of prison or reformatory or something fine? Where seize them wherever you find them and kill them. You see here three hypocrites, those whose heart is a disease, and those who spread false rumors. What does the next ayat say? We will first this ayat says, we will arouse you against these. They didn't kill you. They were just spreading false rumors against you. Hypocrites, those whose heart in whose hearts is a disease, you jump to conclusions that they were fighting Prophet Muhammad. Surah Hashar ayat Shaku word. I've even done research on that through the Quran ayat word, finding it in the Quran ayat, in Surah Qamar. Actually saw what? Because you see, it had become clear to them, so they saw death, meaning he must have killed them, right? Although we're not told, but now I have to draw inference. Mauti, while they looking were, they were driven to the death while they were looking. So, hello, I'm also now correcting the Shias, greatest. I mean, we had the greatest ulamas ever with great ayatullahs. Hello, disputing concerning the truth after what was made clear, as as if they were driven to the death while they looking were, as if, as if, or were they really? Do some research, find out. You know how the Shias did research. Did Bibi Fatma Zahra, did Umar bin Khattab, Sahih Bukhari says she didn't talk to them. She turned away from them. Abu Bakr and Umar. Now someone could kill you, framing you wrongfully. There are cases like that. Why were they just because of disputing with the Prophet? This means correct yourselves, Shias. This time I will not have it. These believers were killed, you know, as if they were driven to death while they were looking. Now I get, you know how confused I was about this ayat. Like, what? Arguing with you concerning the truth after it had become clear, as if they were being driven toward death while they were looking on. Looking on to what? I've proved Surah Nur ayat 33 that it's the wrong way to write for God like this. It's prostitution allowed without compulsion of the slave girls. Now I'm going to prove this ayat. So now when you come here, I've been here for 4 years, I don't know how many years, before colorful videos without just my voice, before blank videos, black videos, couldn't show you like this, couldn't come live on YouTube. He killed the believers. I could understand this ayat of Surah Anfal verse 8, verse 6, Surah 8. Look, you couldn't argue with them. They arguing with you concerning the truth. He was a terrorist. This prophet was a terrorist. Your Sahabas, Sunnis, do I have to speak like this? I'm here to save you people. But you don't want it. You dishonestly defend him. I can see my Shias doing it. Have done it for so many years, 1400 years. Please have a look at this. They couldn't argue with him. Arguing it with him as if they were being driven toward death while they were looking on. Oh, that means they were gone. Where did they break the treaty? By just disputing? Are you listening? If you're going to defend this prophet, you will be a terrorist yourself. Please. And another thing, before, okay, I'm getting emotional. No, you've got to look at this. Hak pe hak. For truth, I'm doing this. For justice. You see, this person was such a terrorist, no one could even question him. If someone questioned him or disagreed with him, even the believers, a party among the disbelievers disliked it. As your Lord caused you, O Muhammad, meaning to go out from your home with the truth. Why did these believers dislike it? And verily a party among the believers, not disbelievers, disliked it. Then we come to sixth, arguing with you concerning the truth. After, how can they be believers? First of all, why has God put it like this? You see the mistakes in the Quran ayats. You don't see it, you're telling me. I'm showing you for the truth's sake, for honesty's sake, justice's sake, sincerity's sake. Justice, they say, right? An Ismaili and a Shia wrote a book on Imam Ali. Put it, justice means putting things in the right order, right place. Put him in his right place. And then you two Sunni and Shias, and you Sunnis go to Shias, and but this bad luck came here again. Hey, become a Muslim, accept Islam. And I timed him out in my previous live stream. Again, he came playing around. He's not serious. I've explained everything to him. How can you say, hey, you're supposed to say salam? You don't even know the etiquettes of Islam. Behavior, mannerism. Again, he comes here in my previous live stream where Karaot, what was his name? 100. Sorry, I've forgotten your name. I appreciate you were here. I was sincere. I'm sincere. What else can I say? My head is hurting now. It's like, okay, the azan has gone on. I will continue later after this azan.